Paradise Lost Book 1. Theme: The fall of man from paradise on account of his sin. Paradise lost as a myth. Myth is ageless, it is marked by repeated births, it is unique, it reports an event that happened once, it is universal. The theme of Milton's Paradise Lost is mythical. It is of a vast and universal significance. It records the fortunes of the human race and reports an event that happened once in the history of man. It embodies the creation, the fall of man at the hands of Saturn through women. Saturn, an indomitable enemy of God, who was expelled from heaven for his rebellion against God. Adam loses heaven for tasting the forbidden fruit and runs restlessly in the hope of repairing his fortune. But he is restored to God's mercy through the good offices. But in the case of Satan, there is no restoration, no return. He is doomed to suffer. Milton's similes underline the mythological world. The games portray vain wisdom of the fallen angels and philosophical discussions without end. The tug of war between good and evil, the juxtaposition of misery and happiness, and of glory and shame are the universal themes. The Satanic party are mankind in its fruitless struggle. Diction of Paradise Lost is suited to the mythical pattern. Sentences have a magic of their own. The central event of Paradise Lost. Milton sings of man's first disobedience and its results in Paradise Lost. It is objected that Adam, if he is the hero of the poem, is ultimately shown to be defeated and thus disgraced. To this Dr. Johnson replies, however, if success be necessary, Adam's deceiver was at last crushed. Adam was restored to his Maker's favor, and therefore man securely resumed his human rank. The fall of man does not mean the triumph of Satan. The evil he does to Adam and Eve recalls on him. The fall of man seems for the time being a tragic incident. It reacts upon nature too. She plucked, she ate. Earth felt the wound, and nature, from her seat, singing through all her works, gave signs of woe that all was lost. Adam and Eve in Paradise. After the defeat and fall of the rebellious angels, God planned to create a new world to be inhabited by a new race of beings. With this purpose in view, God created the world and planted a large, beautiful garden in it, called the Garden of Eden. On the eastern wings of this garden, God chose a specially beautiful spot, and on a beautiful pastoral hillock there he built paradise. This paradise was the first abode of Adam and Eve, and through them God meant to fulfill his scheme of inhabiting the world with human beings. Explaining his plan to the assembly of heavenly powers, God said that he will create another world out of one man, a race of men innumerable, there to dwell, not here, till by degrees of merit raised, they open to themselves at length the way up hither, under long obedience tried, and earth be changed to heaven, and heaven to earth, one kingdom, joy and union without end. This explains why Adam and Eve were created and placed to live in paradise. The paradise where Adam and Eve lived was a replica of heaven on earth. It was a place of superb natural and atmospheric beauty that astonished even the angels who had seen the beauty and magnificence of heaven. The whole scene made a beautiful prospect of natural luxury and magnificence. The blessed pair. In the midst of this treasure of beauty and magnificence lived the blessed pair of Adam and Eve. They were an incomparable pair, bound in natural ties of love and devotion to each other. The loveliest pair that ever since in love's embraces met. Adam, the goodliest man of men since birth, his sons, the fairest of her daughter Eve. They were erect and tall, formed in the image of their glorious Maker. Adam had manly vigor and strength, while Eve excelled in feminine beauty and grace. He was designed for rule and authority, and she for quiet submission and most pride. The poet has drawn a very beautiful and suggestive contrast between Adam and Eve. For softness she and sweet attractive grace. He for God only, she for God in him. Commission of first sin. This blessed pair is whoever soon deluded by Satan to commit the first sin of transgressing God's command. God had put upon them only one restriction, not to taste the fruit of the tree of knowledge. And obedience to this sole command was to be the proof of their gratitude. So Eve tells the great temper, but of this tree we may not taste nor touch. God so commanded and left that command. Sole daughter of his voice, the rest will live. Law to ourselves, our reason is our law. But Adam and Eve both transgressed this command of God and invoked God's fury to impose the penalty, death upon them and their race. As soon as they eat the forbidden fruit, they become conscious of sin. Their innocence, purity, simplicity, and holiness depart, and they become painfully conscious of shame to God. They accuse each other of frailty, inconsistency, and deception, but no avail. They cry, they repent, they blame each other, but it is now too late. Thus they in mutual accusation spent the fruitless hours, but neither self-condemnings, and of their vain contest appeared no end. The relationship of man to women. As Adam and Eve appear together for the first time in paradise, Milton discusses the relationship of man to women. Milton's attitude towards the mature relationship between men and women is old and orthodox, and it is sharply opposed to modern sociological concepts. Milton did not believe in the equality between man and women. The Creator himself makes them equal. The very fact that Eve was made out of a rib taken from left side of Adam proves that woman was designed to be subordinate to man. Nature made them different physically, temperamentally, and emotionally. Man possesses manly vigor and physical strength, while women possess feminine delicacy and charm. Man is designed for rule and authority, and woman for quiet submission and modest pride. Man is characterized by courage and adventure, and women by love and compassion. The essential points of difference are clearly brought out by the character and temperament of Adam and Eve, though both not equal, as their sex not equal seemed. Milton makes it clear beyond any controversy that woman is subordinate to man. Man was made in the image of God, woman in the image of man. This is a very important point to be taken into consideration. He for God only, she for God in him. Eve herself knows this fact well and makes a proud confession on it. She says to Adam, O thou for whom, and from whom I was formed flesh of thy flesh. So she yields before Adam in a spirit of love and absolute faith. God is thy law, thou mine, to know no more, is women's happiest knowledge in her praise. Accusation and distrust. But this state of mutual admiration and trust does not last long. Under the influence of Satan, Eve eats the forbidden fruit of the tree of knowledge. She believes that the fruit of knowledge has given her the power of reasoning and knowledge which Adam does not possess. She wants to keep these faculties to herself without letting Adam know that she had acquired these faculties by eating the fruit of knowledge. With these faculties, she wants to equal or even be superior to Adam. There were the earliest germs of jealousy, rivalry, and secrecy shown into the heart of Eve. It was only the fear of death that prompted her to reveal the secret to Adam. Still, Adam is so carried away by the charm of Eve and his overpowering passion that, in full consciousness of the guilt, he too eats the forbidden fruit of the tree of knowledge. Very soon thereafter, there comes the situation of mutual accusations, recrimination, and shifting of the responsibility of the act of sin, and thus is their paradise lost.